Hi guys, I'm Nettie from PartyFowl Pets, and in this video, part 1, we are going to give you guys a little overview on how we are making a new pen for our pet ducks. We've done videos like this in the past. This one's a little less technical and just a little bit more about our ideas and why we had to make the choices that we made for our pet ducks. I've had my ducks since they were born, since the day after they hatched. And they're getting up there in age. They're almost 10 years old now. That's Victor and Ming Mei. You can see on over here, they're currently in a temporary pen. Ming Mei is the one with the black beak, and Victor is the one with the orange beak. Now that they are almost in double digits here with age, we do have to take their age and their health into account when we build a new pen. They've had really great previous pens. They actually, their most recent pen, let me show you guys a picture here, they used to be along our wall under the window here. And it was just a simple IKEA wardrobe that we tiled, and then we built this little shelf and this little ramp. And what that allowed them to do is allowed them to crawl up and peek up and out. And that was so they could see us and they could see our pet bunnies. We have free roam bunnies. Victor loves overlording over the rabbits. And it was a great pen. It was actually still in very good condition. We had to change it mostly because our our ducks' health has changed in the last couple years, and we really wanted to make something for them that was more comfortable. Their pen, even before that, they used to have a double-decker pen. It had 2 floors. And you might even recognize some of the stuff you see in this video. We've been able to actually reuse and repurpose some of the furniture that was used in this pen. That helped us keep the cost down so it wasn't too expensive. But now that they're older, we really want to keep them away from being on a ramp. With a ramp and with a second floor or even just a little shelf, they do run the risk of jumping off or sliding down, where they can hurt a hip or a knee or break a toe. And with their age now, even a little injury could be a major downfall in the end. It can cause a lot of trouble. So we really want them to stay as healthy and as happy for as long as they possibly can. So the pen that they're in now, we had to move them to a temporary pen while we built their new one in order to make room for the new one. These things are great. You can get them for like 60 or 70 bucks on Amazon. I don't recommend them as a full-time enclosure for ducks because it can get very messy. We got this when we had to go to Hong Kong for a few weeks, and the ducks were boarded and kenneled with our bunny shelter. It allowed them to stay in a pen near the bunnies, so everybody was comfortable with each other even while we were gone. Victor and Ming Mei, while they're still in good health, they are starting to develop some problems that come with age. They're both Indian runner ducks, so they have very long, slender necks. And Victor got a little bit of arthritis in his neck, so his head is starting to droop, where he's having a hard time lifting his head. He can sometimes do it, but he's mostly got his head in a pretty down position. We think his eyesight might be going too. He does have trouble seeing things on the floor. We're not sure if that's his eyes or if that's just because his head gets stuck and he can't see where he's going. So when we built a new pen, we really had to keep that in mind. We really needed to try and come up with something that would really help eliminate those problems for him, so he could see everybody in the house without having to lift his head so much to where it hurt, and to where he would be comfortable and he'd be able to still overlord over his bunny rabbits and be able to talk with us even through the house. So with that, we did have a lot of design process. The design process we've been working on for about 4 or 5 months now. I'm pretty handy, so we tried to do a bunch of drawings, see what we can come up with, what kind of IKEA furniture can we repurpose, using very simple tools. We've used pretty much a drill, a screwdriver, and a handsaw for just about everything you see here. But we'll go through this. We'll take a quick look at some of the ideas and kind of how this pen came to light. You can see here's a few drawings. We had a few ideas of having multiple cabinets, having multiple levels, and then we experimented with maybe the idea of making it L-shaped. There's a couple more. You can see all my drawings and all my measurements. I'm the crafty one in the family who has experience using lumber and building stuff. There was lots and lots of ideas. And this is where it started to take shape. We knew that we were going to have to build some sort of a frame in order for a floor to sit on. So we kind of came up with using a couple of cabinets from IKEA and then building the pen on top of that. So here's where you can start seeing it take place. This is essentially what our frame looks like underneath the pen. And then this is actually probably one of the closest drawings we had. We did make a few changes while we were actually building it. Here was one of our big ones that kind of shows exactly what we ended up doing with 2 sets of cabinets, as well as a water closet where their dome can go, and then an open area. So in part 2, we're going to give a walkthrough of the pen before the ducks move in, so we can show you exactly everything that went where. So join us for the next video in part 2.